on some, I don't know, black tar or something like that, as opposed to gold tar. Hey, what's up you guys, Artemis Prime here doing another Marvel Legends figure review on the Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man 2 Infinite Series Spawn of Symbiotes Toxin figure. Gotta give a big thanks to my friend Mr. Phils for making this review possible. Traded some figures. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you, a million times thank you. Thank you so damn much. And if you're trying to get this figure and you can't find it at retail or from a friend, you can find it at Big Bad Toy Store.
Big. Get your big badass toys at bigbadtoystore.com. Click the link in the description below.
So to briefly go over the packaging, same thing that we've seen here before with the, the other Spider-Man figures. You got the back over here. We got Carnage. Still love this figure. Then we have this bio on the back says, Destruction and Mayhem have a new home. Living in the body of the demented Eddie Brock, will the vicious Toxin out-savage the chaos-causing Carnage? So I've seen a lot of pictures of this guy. So far they've looked goofy, but let's find out for ourselves and crack this thing open. Okay, kind of weird looking figure. Just gonna say it right off the bat. Now he does come with the same accessories that we've seen with other ones. We get the instruction booklet on how to build your Ultimate Green Goblin, and then now I have this extra Green Goblin head, or Ultimate Green Goblin head, this extra flame effect, which I don't know if I want to get rid of this. You could use it for stuff, you know what I mean? It's a pretty cool looking flame effect. I mean, if you can't tell already, they've reused the Hyperion body mold. My Hyperion is hanging from the ceiling at the moment, but to compare him to Luke Cage, you can see they have the same legs and torso. Obviously different head sculpt over here, and he does have similar claws as the ones that we got with Carnage. Getting a closer look at the right hand of each of these figures, they look the same. It's just that the Toxin hand seems to be upscaled. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. The fingers seem to be slightly different. I can't really tell. And same thing with the left hand over here, very similar. Looking at the tendrils on the back of each of these figures, they seem to be the same as well, just upscaled again on the Toxin. So if I remove this over here and remove this over here, you can see he has two holes in his back as opposed to just the one on the Carnage figure. Yep, they seem to have the same exact sculpt. It's just the Toxin one is just a little bit bigger. The head sculpt on this guy is kind of weird. I mean, look at that. He has guinea pig teeth, man. I don't know, it's kind of strange. And in case you don't know what guinea pig teeth look like, yeah, those are guinea pig teeth. You can see it right there. Thank you, Odin. As goofy looking as this looks to me, I really don't think Hasbro missed the mark at all. It's pretty accurate to how it looks on this Venom number 34 that I have over here. So, it's pretty accurate. Even the tongue color is correct. It's got this goldish green kind of color inside of his mouth. And they do have sculpting right here around the eye area. So it's not just painted on there. It's pretty well sculpted. I will say though that I think the head is quite large in relation to the rest of his body. It just looks like he has a huge head. Really large head on this guy, but I think Hasbro did not do a bad job on sculpting him. I would have made a different choice on the way these teeth are sculpted though, because I do see guinea pig teeth. And the sculpting on the rest of the body is pretty familiar. I do like this really shiny red paint that they have going across the top over here. That looks very cool. And at one point the Eddie Brock Toxin did have the black Venom logo, the traditional black Venom logo over here on the chest. This one does not have that. I really think they're taking over the later version of him, where he has all these tendrils. They could have added more tendrils, I think, especially the way he looks in the comic book that I had just shown a second ago. And we had taken a look at the hands on this already. The rest of the body mold we're pretty familiar with. Pretty dark red over here, blood red color. And here's looking at the back of the figure. No shading or anything like that. Now there are some spots where we are missing some paint. For instance, if you move this forward, boom, the red paint just disappears right there. And then same thing with the top of the shoulders. As soon as you move these down, you lose the red paint right there. As I mentioned before, this body mold has been reused a few times, so the articulation should be pretty familiar to most of us. The head moves up that far, and you can move it down that much, and it rotates side to side. You get shoulders that move upward, they move forward, they have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist moves side to side, down and up. Very clicky ab crunch over here, moves that far forward, and it moves that far back. And again, the paint does stop right over there. He does have a waist joint. I love that they have the waist joint and the traditional ab crunch. He has hips that move outward that much. They do move forward. They're on T-joints, so you don't have to rotate anything around. He has an upper thigh swivel over here, double jointed knees, calves rotate and ankles bend down, up, and a beautiful ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of both of the feet. Now this being your larger than average Marvel Legend, Toxin stands at 7 inches tall. And unfortunately, I used to have the original Toxin. I can't remember the name of the cop, but the first Toxin was a cop, and I don't have that figure. I regrettably sold it in a lot to an eBay seller who just sells Marvel Legends, so that kind of sucks. And here's Toxin compared to the Toy Biz Amazing Spider-Man Venom figure, my favorite Venom figure. And I think that this guy is considerably larger larger than Toxin. They're both Eddie Brock. And I do think that the Toxin figure from Toy Biz did have the same mold with some changes to it. And here he is compared to Luke Cage, and they do have the same bodies. One thing I did not mention earlier though is that from the elbows down they are different. He does have longer forearms over here. And taking a close look, you can see he has these added sculpted spikes right here below the elbow. And while they do use the same body mold, you can see how much larger Toxin's head is compared to Luke Cage's. And here he is next to his running change counterpart, Carnage. And here's Toxin compared to the other two running changes from the Wave, Boomerang, and Spider-Girl. And here he is next to the Marvel Select Agent Venom. I just had to show these two side by side because there is a moment where the two of them teamed up and fought these giant crazy symbiote things together in the Venom comic book. So anyway, again, I'm not going to say this is a must-get figure. I really wish Hasbro gave us a different character instead of this Toxin figure, like an anti-Venom. That would have been really cool. They could have easily have made an anti-Venom with this mold. Even with the same head sculpt, you could manage to make a Marvel Legends anti-Venom. Or if they had given us the Flash Thompson Agent Venom figure instead, which they had already made. I guess they'll release that later on, but we'd seen that at a Comic-Con and, you know, there's no word of that being released. So anyway, that's my review, guys. I hope you dig it. Please check out more pictures at marvelousnews.com. You can check out my photo gallery of this figure over there. Thank you again, Mr. Phils. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Hey, don't be a bitch, Odin. Show him your teeth.